Hi, Cellos. Here is a video on how to do warm-up exercise number 32, chromatic alterations. I'm looking at it. This is not as complicated as the violin and viola part, but it does take a little bit of work, and it's going to really stretch your fingers. I'm having pains doing it on my 3/4 cello, and you guys have full size. So this is going to really stretch your fingers. I recommend don't put too much tension, pushing and holding the string down with the other fingers, because tension is the enemy of technique. Remember that. Tension is the enemy of technique. I tell all of my private students the same thing. You can't hold on and freak out because you're just not going to play very well doing that. So make sure that you got a good hand. Hands are nice and nimble and warm. If they're cold, it's not going to help. And we're going to look at exercise 32. So this is divided into 4 sections. Mine looks a little different than yours. So 4 sections. Do you see that? There's E natural to E flat, then F sharp to F natural, G sharp to G natural, and then A to A flat. There are 4 sections. Each section is divided by a measure of rest in between. So let's look at section 1. We got E natural to E flat. Now we know that this is our first finger. This is E natural, and then E flat is just the low one. That's basically what it's asking. Right now we're going to start in pizzicato because this is a left hand exercise, and I'm not worried too much about the bow yet. We will get to it. All right. Now, I'm noticing here that there are some notes in a parentheses, and there's a word hold over them, and the numbers 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 4. It's these fingers, correct? I'm noticing that they're really high up there. Don't freak out. Don't try to read the notes. This is what it is. So, look at my hand. This is defaults on the D. Okay, we got our default fingerings, default setting on D string. Now, what this is asking me to do is to keep this setting, but I'm moving fingers 2, 3, and 4 onto the A string. Watch my hand. That's all that I did. Okay, first finger still on the D string, and your second, third, and fourth are on the A string, but there were normally we would put them. Here's E. Now, this is what it wants you to do, and this is what makes it hard. It wants you to keep these fingers, 2, 3, and 4, on the A string while you do the first finger exercises. The E natural, E flat. Now, that's hard, reaching all the way up there and keeping this here. Now, there is one trick to making it a little easier on yourself. You see how my thumb is back here? Take the thumb off the back of the cello. You don't need your thumb back there, okay? So my thumb is up here. My fingers are on the A string. Now this made it a lot easier. My fingers are more free because my thumb isn't holding me down back here. And I can come up over the fingerboard. Oops. Make sure that your fingers stay on the A string and they're not touching the D string, otherwise it won't resonate. That's exercise 1. Now, that's what makes it difficult, is because you have to keep these fingers down and move it. This whole chromatic alteration exercise is mostly a first finger exercise for you cellos. For the violins and violas, they're doing a lot of moving with all of their fingers. But cellos is a first finger exercise, okay? You're gonna have buff first fingers. Basically, we've got our default fingering, and we know this is E and E flat. Now, the next one is F sharp and F natural. Now, we know that third finger is F sharp and second finger is F natural, but it's got a bunch of 1s over it. So this is what it wants you to do. Watch my hand. I'm going to shift it up to here. Now, this is easy for me to see because I have all of these stripes on my cello that indicate exactly where every single note is. This is the chromatic scale. It's right here. Now I'm sitting in my position. Now this is third position because third finger, third position. Now I'm going to move fingers 2, 3, and 4 over to the A string. They're going to hang out there. I'm going to detach. Whoa, my finger's locked. I'm going to detach my thumb from the back to make it a little easier on myself. And now I'm going F sharp, F natural, F sharp, F natural. Okay? This is section 2 of the warm-up. Now, sometimes my thumb is touching the back, but you can't really see it. Sometimes it's touching the back, but it's not gripping it like so. It's just nice and light, kind of to hold me in place. That's section 2. Now section 3, G sharp and G natural. Well, in my default, I know D, E, F sharp, G. Now sharp is we're going up in pitch. If you're Sue, we're going down because this is going up, right? The pitch is going up when we go this way. So we know this is G natural. So that must mean that this is G sharp. This string right here is G sharp, G natural, G sharp. But again, it's my first finger. So I'm going to put my first finger on the G sharp because that's our first note. And then we've got 1, 2, 3 more stripes. Move them over to the A string. I'm going to detach my thumb from the back and going G sharp, G natural, G sharp, G natural, G sharp, back and forth. Now it gets a little difficult here because the body of the cello is getting in the way. All right, that's section 3. Now section 4, same dealio. Now we're starting on A to A flat. We know A is this one right here because we got D, E, F sharp, G, A. They're the same note as the open A string. This is not back here, fingering. This is up here, not back here, up here. Okay? So we got our first finger on the A, and then the other 3 fingers on the A string. Again, if you need to rest your thumb on the back to kind of, hold yourself there, that's great. You don't have to. Now this only gets easier further in the exercise because the distance between the stripes gets smaller the further down you go. That's just the way that harmonics work. That's just the physics of playing a string instrument. They get smaller the further you go. So that is how we do chromatic exercise number 32, left hand. It's a big first finger exercise for the cellos, and your thumb does not have to live on the back. Now, we're going to add the bow. Notice, we're going back to section 1, like so. Notice that those 8th notes are all tied together, which means that it's all one bow. And it's all first finger. So it's going to sound a little slidey, but you just need to make sure that you move your hand where it needs to be. Down. Okay. So that's basically how to do that part. It's going to sound a little slidey, but that's the point. You just need to make sure to move your finger fast enough so that you can hit every note. If your finger is not moving fast enough, you could either A, run out of bow, or B, it sounds really wah, wah, nice and fast. Quick first finger. That's all that it is. This exercise, I just need you to record yourself playing it. I don't care how fast you play it or how slow you play it. You do need to use the bow, though. And don't worry too much on anchoring your fingers onto the A string because that is difficult. If your pinky ends up picking up, it's not wrong. It's not bad. I prefer that you upload a video recording of yourself doing this and not just audio. But I will accept audio if you don't have means to video record yourself. You could use your cell phone. You could use a tablet to record yourself. You could ask mom to use her cell phone to record yourself. All you got to do is just upload it onto this is not Smart Music. Upload it to Canvas. It's just a Canvas assignment. There's no Smart Music involved. Okay? Hopefully this video was useful and that it made sense. If you have any questions, feel free to message me. And good luck on your first finger chromatic alterations.